You ever wonder what a day in the life is like? This is a typical day like every other day, just a typically busy one. This is a video blog, if you will, with very special thanks to Ben Moore for giving me the inspiration. The best property video I've ever seen was an hour and 15-minute one that Ben Moore did. You know, the one with the beard, the best beard in the industry, did a little bit ago. And I just want to provide service back to him to say thank you, because that was a truly eye-opening account of how things are in the UK. Barry Pulver here with the exceptional brand with EXP. Just decided that this day, Thursday at 9 AM right now, is when we were going to start it. Going to give you a little glimpse behind the scenes of various appointments, meetings and bits and pieces of what I, just as your typical estate agent with an international real estate team, do on a daily basis. So now is 9 o'clock. A cup of coffee. Won't say that the day started at 2:30 in the morning because I was up with my little chappie, but if it didn't, it restarted then at 6:30. So I get the honor of the first 3 hours spending a large part of the day with him, with my family, taking him to daycare. Now here we go, 9 o'clock, that cup of coffee. And what I try and do, and what I recommend to everybody, this has been a huge turning point for me in my career and my life. With that cup of coffee, I literally just have a notepad. I know it's in reverse for the camera here, but I will just sit, think and plan my day ahead. You know, I have a pretty jam-packed day, which you'll see upcoming, but sometimes just sitting and planning and looking at what that looks like is very important. Already today, I've already had to make 2 phone calls already to agents coming to partner their business with me, and a client as well. I've also had an email with property I am dealing with in Winston-Salem, people not local, that's an hour north of me in a different market, different multiple listing system, not a market I know very well. But you can sell a home anywhere. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion, if you know the market well or not. So we've got a top offer, just dealing with the repairs at the last stage here. So it'll be great. Hopefully in about a week and a bit, we'll get that completed and go over the line. So day in the life, here we are, cup of coffee, pen, paper, and away we go. We're going to be heading to showing an appointment for a buyer and a friend of mine very, very soon. But until that time, enjoy your coffee, enjoy the journey, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay, so just a little update as I'm here early. Client is running about 10 minutes late, which is, it's all good. It means I get to update for second video of the day. One thing I forgot to say at the beginning is I always plan on doing social media once a day, maybe twice a day, really for adding value and content. Most people in this industry only show how great they are, and truthfully no one cares, and the reason they're doing that is because they don't have the confidence to know they're probably not actually that great. So always look to add some content, some value, something to help people, especially in this day and age, for motivation as much as anything. So this morning put a picture from my son, my 3-year-old son, going to his favorite shop in our local town in Davidson, looking at the close sign because he can't wait for it to open. So hopefully that will give a little motivation that we support local businesses. As I'm walking around here in this really nice community, it really reminds me of some places of back home in the UK actually. So this is a really interesting place we're going to see. And I'm a big fan of my client in particular. She is very particular. I told her effectively it's like working with my wife, and that's actually a big compliment. I think she saw it that way. So as we're waiting, just kind of walking around, having a look at the community, which I know well, we've been here before, but also before we come out to this meeting, it was a case of just doing some due diligence, doing some research. Again, I'm very well versed in this community, but there's also another home for sale on the street, trying to figure out the differences, try and figure out why this is priced the way it is, and you know, ultimately, if my client likes to look at this home, we'll be looking to put in an offer, because at this price point below $300,000, things go very, very quickly. So we'll keep you posted. Just a little content on an update on the social media I've already done for the day, or at least half of it. There's another one coming by in a little bit. But now it's showing time. When you love what you do, it's always fun. So I'll see you on the inside. Okay, so here we are on the inside of the home, just looking around and trying to see things before my client gets here. Wipes here, mask here, of course, trying to just make everybody comfortable. Any surface that we touch, we have to clean, and really we just try not to touch anything. Truth be told, there are wipes here and baby wipes and everything else. But initial thoughts are, it is a great opportunity. It is right on the corner house here, so no lights are on right now, and you can already see kind of the natural brightness coming through. So it's a very good sign. I'm going to be here in 2 minutes, and we'll see what my client thinks of it. Keep your fingers crossed. Good luck. Okay, back here, not my kids behind, but I'm at Davidson College campus. Davidson College is the big college here in town. We are a college town, effectively. What would it be known for? I guess it would be known for one of basketball's best ever players in the NBA. Steph Curry was a player here, and he will, for a long time, I would imagine, be known as the best shooter in basketball history. Prior showing went very, very well. Don't want to use the word misrepresentation, but sometimes seeing the pictures of things online, you get a very different representation from when you see things in person. So you'll see me at my physical office a bit later, but in this day and age, I don't really think there's a need for it, to be honest with you. I know many of you will disagree, but this is where I come to make my call. So in a couple of minutes, literally, we're going to call with an agent I've been speaking to for a long time in Connecticut about partnering up our businesses. Also, a little bit after that, have a call with someone I spoke to 6 months ago about selling one of their investment homes. And then following that, I've got a referral from someone looking to move in New York, from New York down to this area. But as you can imagine, as you hear the church bells, the pandemic's put a stumbling block on it. So it's about time to catch up. So nature is a great thing. Church bells are my son's favorite, thus my favorite. So I've got 3 calls to make within the hour, and also catch up with some other people too. So this is where I do it. This is nature at its finest here in my local town of Davidson. This is Davidson College campus. So hopefully the calls will go well, and I will update you later. Hope you're having a great day. Okay, so 1:45 now, little update from everything that's happened already. So of all those phone calls walking around Davidson campus, one of which in Connecticut has had to be postponed, rescheduled, which is absolutely fine. The other ones are looking very good. We're going to be having more business coming on the market soon. It makes me very thankful of a decision I made, was to limit myself to working with 10 people and having 10 deals at one time, because if I'm going to give the best of everything that I'm able to do, I'd much rather do it on a limited basis, and I think that's a more customized service, so very thankful about that. Something else here is my phone is going crazy. It's fascinating. I put a second social media post out there. Adam and I do a EXP UK Explain webinar every single Thursday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, so in about 15 minutes as I record this live. And based on that, putting that out about an hour and a half ago after my hair fell out, because it's 93 degrees here as I speak to you outside. That's why I'm going inside my office in a moment. Had many people reach out to me, 2 of which I'm not going to mention the country, but let's just say I need to get back into my GCSE French, and I need to, for the first time in my life, learn Portuguese as well. So the power of social media is an incredible thing, specifically through LinkedIn as well. It's how I've had the opportunity now to grow my business globally, and I think that, much like I said in another video earlier today, we certainly underplay that. Other update as well before I get on this live webinar, which I'll show you inside the scenes of as well. We had the opportunity of that deal in Winston-Salem. I think it's pretty much going to go ahead. We've agreed now upon the timeline to happen before the due diligence date ends and before closing. So that is going to be happy, and that deal is going to go ahead. And we've also got another deal that's come to us, which we've got to go out and look to really give market analysis for, likely this weekend. So it's blazing hot in the sunshine. Going to have the hour-long presentation for our UK audience, and I have a 90-minute coaching session as well, all on Zoom, all in a basement of my office. So it's exciting times. Certainly makes for the day long, but sometimes just breaking out, and I got to go home and have lunch with my wife. So isn't that what being self-employed is all about? Just a little update. We'll look to update you later, because there are many plates are spinning, which is thankfully why this is the best industry in the world. Talk to you later. Hello from live in the basement. A little pit stop before we started the UK Explained webinar. A big shout out again in reverse, but to Summit Coffee, local coffee shop here in Davidson, friends of mine who own it and also work in there too. Sometimes a little pick me up, a couple of minutes to 2 p.m. is very important. A couple more updates as well. Technology is an incredible thing, as when you have your phone with you, you effectively have your whole office with you. So there's really not a need for physical space anymore. There is a home that we've been looking at in terms of buyers, and it went under contract, and the house has now become available again. The price has been upped, which makes me suspicious as for why if it fell under contract and now it's available again, but there were multiple offers, on the first time of asking. So doing some due diligence and just trying to figure out how much interest my clients have in this particular home before we then maybe go and see it probably tomorrow at this moment in time, early, just so we have the opportunity, if my clients are interested, to give us a fair shot in this market. If they like that, then at the other end of things, we already have marketing, which we're getting ready to go and put their home on the market. When we talk about marketing, one thing that I would love to bring up now, I used to use a company called Matterport, 3D virtual tours. I used it all throughout 2019, large part of 2018. Again, this is the best industry in the world, but certainly locally, a lot of the mentality and marketing is very behind the times. So now that's, with coronavirus, has almost become a standardized approach. And I purchased a Ricoh Theta Z1 camera, which EXP has their own 360 virtual tour technology, which I have found fantastic. This home in Winston used it. It was a way of effectively doing open houses and being able to show people the home live, them looking at me and me being able to talk to them and seeing their reactions without having to go there, especially when we're closed down. This is now the technology we use for really everything, all of our listings. So and having this technology myself and me being able to do it's kind of a nice bonus. Matterport is a great bit of kit, and if you're not using either as an estate agent, you really shouldn't be in the industry, certainly in America anyway, because it's pretty much a standardized approach. But if my clients like the look of this home, decide to put in an offer, then ASAP, we have to be going around. They get the professional photography done, we go around, do the 360 virtual tour, look to do interviews and everything we can do, the drone footage and all of that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see, because everything in this industry has a knock-on effect. So if they like the home, at that point we have to put in a contingent offer of looking to put the home on the market at the same time. So again, there's a lot constantly going. And you know what I'm more thankful for than ever before as I reach away is the fact that pen and paper, wherever I am, is always with me, because you never know what happens. It's a constantly evolving industry, but it's very exciting times. So from Summit Coffee and me here in my office, we will get on this webinar with 3 minutes to spare, and I will talk to you later. Okay, little update now following the EXP UK Explained, which was finished in record time. Adam Day is excelling himself as we try and figure this out as we do it every single week. To say there is some very interesting progress and some very exciting times over in the UK would be a massive understatement. But to put that to one side, because as I speak to you, we've got 10 minutes until that 90-minute live coaching call, which again is going to be done on Zoom. As it's getting hotter outside, some very interesting bits of pieces. So that deal in Winston-Salem, now we are 100% agreed, just looking to get the date by which the repairs are going to be done ahead of closing, so we move forward. Smooth sailing, everybody's happy. Just got an email from Morgan Stanley. They are now the company within EXP who is, for all the agents, in control and share with us any and all of our shares and stock option within EXPI, which last I saw doing remarkably well, over $11 a share. Well, I received an email saying, congratulations, you received 44 shares of EXPI stock whilst we were doing the EXP UK explanation. So that was very nice. The honest reason of that email, I got the absolute pleasure and opportunity from a lady I knew way before I was even in the industry to partner up our businesses together. So she's in Cornelius, I'm here in Davidson, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet and one of the top agents in the industry. Well, she just joined us, just did her first ever deal here with EXP under her own name and her own branding. So she got shares and stock within EXP, and being her sponsor and her partner in crime, if you will, I got 44 shares of stock in EXPI as well. So that was absolutely fantastic. Also, very interesting home that we're selling as EXP here in Davidson, just on the outskirts, outside of town limits, but still a Davidson address, which for some reason is what everybody wants here in this town, although you pay more for the taxes. We put out there on LinkedIn and Facebook last week, about this listing out there. It's a new listing, home for sale, if you will, and it's a really good opportunity. Lower price point because it's on a different county within Davidson still. And there was some interest from 3 different folk from 2 different states, out of state, who were interested in the home. Said, hey, do you have a virtual tour? On all my personal listings, obviously, as I said before, I do have one, but my team and some of the others do not. So they did not. So last week was going to go there, take this around and film and kind of show them what was available. But the weather was terrible. I've been meaning to get back out there. I was speaking to the agent, said, hey, bear with me, I want to. Well, they've just lowered the price by, I believe, $2,000. The home is still a great opportunity. And tomorrow morning, we are booked in at 10 a.m. to go there. Me, myself and I, with this video camera, this microphone, and all of the above. So there are still interested parties. One from New Jersey in particular, which may be a perfect fit. So if they can't travel here, and if we don't have a virtual tour available, I thought the least I could do would be to go there, set the appointment, go and try and show the home as perfectly as possible with technology. That's what we have, and that's what we're going to do it. So also had an agent up in New Jersey as well, owns her own company, who reached out to me on LinkedIn, again, during this EXP explanation as well, who was curious about what we're doing here at EXP and the exceptional brand, and seeing that everything that I post on my personal brand on LinkedIn, and was curious to learn more. So it's been an interesting 45 minutes, to say the least, and now it gives me 10 minutes to prepare. And again, I'll be sat for 90 minutes, but when it comes to coaching as well, it's something I thought of. It took me many, many years to actually invest in myself into this, but I just signed up last month. So for the first time ever, I now have a professional business coach. It's not a real estate person teaching me real estate, or estate agency. I already have that. I'm already partnered with those who are as much as good in America and the UK and other places around the world. This is more for professional development, personal development, to see the big picture. Obviously, I've been a big picture person, but it's taken me far too long to invest a good amount of money and time into this coaching. So if you've been in any industry for a while, certainly the estate agency and real estate industry, I implore you just to take a minute and just kind of see where you are, see the ceiling by which you are. And if you want to break through that, you can do that. But if you want to get that done much quicker with time, I'll happily share with you who my coach is, but certainly look into the opportunity of investing in yourself and a powerful figure to come in and break some of those myths and barriers that may be stopping you kind of elevate through the ceiling. So I'm super excited. 10 minutes of preparation before the coach, and I'll keep you updated. Hope you are having a wonderful day. And here in the basement, again, it's about 94 degrees outside. Make sure you're nice and cool, and it may be time for another cup of coffee. Talk to you soon. Okay, so this is the last video for the day, just before 5 o'clock. I look exactly how I feel in the 94 degree heat. The coaching 90-minute call was fantastic. It was specifically focused on connections. Communication is one thing, but connecting is a whole completely entirely different level, which is great because in that 90 minutes, got a couple of messages from a couple of our UK agents. One in particular, absolute rock star down on the coast. And again, a large part of what you haven't seen today of what I've done is really part of the leadership and just helping all the agents, in excess of 100 now around the world, helping them achieve their goals and their business ambitions, which is what others have done for me, which has been a joy. So one in particular, looking to do some pretty big things, and he's already really doing really well. So we're going to connect later on and look to maybe have a more regular call. And Ben, the whole reason for this day in the life of is going to do me the honor of allowing me to interview him tomorrow. So hopefully later next week, or later this week, when I actually put it out there to the world, we'll be able to have an interview just so you can see the true reason behind personal branding and success in this industry. So it's been quite a day. Now I get to switch off. That's the plan. Get to switch off, go home, enjoy my son, enjoy my wife, and hopefully enjoy a nice local beer as well. So this is just an example. I don't know how long this has been, how many videos, but just a day in the life. Opportunity is a great one. EXP has afforded me something that no other company has been able to do and match my ambition. And at the end of the day, I think the estate agency industry and the real estate agency industry is the best one in the world. And I love this great town here of Davidson. So it's an exciting time. Thank you, Ben Moore, for the opportunity of allowing me to do something like this and giving me the idea, and for all of you for taking part. Just wherever you are in the world, if you're in this industry in particular, but any industry, only thing on a personal level I can ask of you is whatever your ambitions are, just raise that bar, look to do more, and certainly hold yourself accountable. Regardless of who we are, what our background is, what our industry is, what our relationships are, we all have the same amount of time in the day. This is just an idea of a regular day of how I've done things. So just look at how you use your time, use it wisely, and of course, be more, be exceptional. Of course, you didn't think I could leave it there, could you? So now the time is 3 minutes past 7. Had the honor now of cracking it open. Nice local beer here. Couldn't be more excited, about halfway through already, not gonna lie. So just an update from the last video of the day. So as 4 minutes past 7 now. The last couple of hours have been spent making dinner for my son, spending time with family and all that fun stuff. Before that was a call on my phone, a missed call from a previous client of mine locally, who has invested in previous properties before, investment properties, where I've looked to get the best yield of return for him, and looking for another one. It's an interesting time because the interest rates are still pretty low. They've been lower, but certainly now there's a really big appetite for people to look to invest in more property if they have that capital. And we're having the discussion that a loan is probably a better way than taking the money out of his own pocket right now. So another client looking to invest in another property, as long as we can find something that yields the right return, as we've been very fortunate to do previously in the past, something that for resale value with better marketing and a little bit of upkeep and updating can do a better return. But right now, invest the money and get an instant return on that. So that's something in the car. Last call of the day. Also had somebody else, fortunately my English is passable, so 2 people from 2 different English speaking countries who've reached out based on that post I put this afternoon about the EXP UK Explain that we do on a weekly basis, have asked for more information. So based on how we started things in the UK, there wasn't an international model. I get the absolute honor of really being the first to do that, obviously with Adam Day and his tremendous success of what he himself put together in the UK. Now, there've been some US explained models. I'm going to look to maybe send some of those. We're going to have a couple of calls Monday and Tuesday from the look of it next week. when you do have an international real estate team, the time zones become a challenge, and these, one of the two in particular, will be a big challenge. But there you go, from officially ending the day of the last video, there's going to be another client we're going to be officially working with, and 2 other international conversations to be going on. So like I said, halfway through, excuse it in reverse, it says Hop, Drop and Roll by Noda, here locally in Charlotte. Going to enjoy the rest of this now, and before that time, we have another day till the weekend. So hope you have enjoyed these. Just a day in the life, nothing nothing extraordinary at all, but when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. So again, thank you so much for joining today, and get involved on the YouTube channel. Search my name, Barry Pulver. You can see this and much more. And thanks for being part of the journey. Have an exceptional day.